Alright, we're here with Oswald Fiddlebender. I've played him before. This list is a little different from that one. We actually have a combo in it. Like, you can Paradox Engine, Aether Flux Reservoir, and then Ancestral Statue. It'll, like, pick up something over and over, and if you have enough mana rocks, you untap them every time, and every time you do that, it casts a spell, and then you pay 50 and deal 50, right? Pick this up over and over, looping your mana rocks, and bam. And it's cool as he can tutor for it. We're also running Book of Exalted Deeds, A-Faceless Haven, which I was doing last time. I'm trying this card, Faithbound Judge. It puts your opponent on a 3-turn clock when it comes back for 7 mana. Probably win way before that a lot of the time, but you never know. And obviously the whole reason I wanted to play him was Key to the Archive. So we'll see how many times that works. I'm not main decking in Approach, but maybe I should be instead of like Ulamog, as Ulamog is a lot of mana. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. I'm just going to run an Approach. Might need more lands. Let's not mess that up, because I always fill in lands when I'm like done with the deck. Yeah, 32. Maybe we could put more in. Drop, well, 33 actually. I crafted Platinum Angel. Some of these weird artifacts that see no play anywhere else. Scrap Trawler, Scarecrow. I didn't have an Ichor Wellspring yet somehow, which is kind of crazy, honestly. I think I crafted a couple other things too. The Platinum Angel, obviously. But yeah, let's drop maybe Ornithopter. Portable Hole too. I just put this in. This is like one of the last cards I put in it. I don't know. Like, it's alright, but is it... it's hard to get rid of it. Like, a 1-mana artifact is pretty useful. It means Oswald has something to do, like, super fast. It's hard to get value off of Elixir that isn't just scry 1 and gain 2, because you're not typically at your max life and draw extra cards a turn. Not usually. Yeah, we might drop the Judge, actually. I don't know. It'd be cool to pull it off, but it's kind of hard. And if we're doing that, we should run Karn's Bastion, definitely, which we're actually not running. 34, 35 lands? Alright, I'm feeling greedy. Let's try 35 lands. Like and subscribe, by the way. I know that wasn't super cohesive as an intro, but that's usually how I operate. if you know me. Feeling good about this, though. Feeling good about it. I don't typically play test my decks before I just start playing the game, and this is no exception to that. I had to close out that window. Yorion. Huh. It's almost like I just played that. Alright, 1 land, colorless. Nope. Nope. 2 lands. We only really need 2 lands, which is pretty cool. I guess you could say 3, because there's a lot of 3 mana rocks, but don't need more than that much, that often. Mindstone. Well, that's certainly better than what I'm doing, but I'm going to run out Oswald. I don't care if he dies quite yet. Okay. That's fine. Kind of annoying though, because they can blink it with Yorion, so I'm even like farther than it looks from Oswald. But I wasn't really going to stop this anyways. We will play Spinning Wheel. Yeah, Scrap Trawler, it's alright, right? I don't really put other artifacts in the graveyard other than Oswald's actual ability. So it's cool to like kind of recur your own stuff. I just crafted it. I've never played the card. It was pretty good in standard, I'm pretty sure. Like there was a standard deck with it, I think. Okay, my opponent's mousing over my mana rock. It's not really all that special. This can't hit. Yeah, this is not really an O-ring. It's only for creatures and planeswalkers. Soul Herder. Alright, that's decent. Teleportation Circle, again, it just blinks key. I think there's a couple other things that can blink as well. Okay, land. Double mana rock, I think is what I'm going to do. No, this is not a mana rock. I'm dumb. Can I kick this? No, one off. Do I feel like I need to deal with this? Probably, but they haven't played an Enter the Battlefield effect, so maybe I don't even care. No, we're going to just try to not lose to Soul Herder. That would be kind of nice. Okay. It ended up working out. I feel like they should have cast Omen on their own turn. If the only thing they were going to do was Soul Herder, they probably should have looked for something better. That is definitely their best creature. Okay, they're scrying 2. They can't exile... Oh, wait, they can just to scry 1, right? Yeah. Can exile to scry 1. If they don't have a land, this is pretty nice, actually. Looks like they don't. Okay. So they scry 2, then scry 1, draw 1. Looks like they're manually picking the order and how they do this. I think I'd put the scry 1 on the bottom, though. Yeah, you want to put your larger scries first. Definitely. Alright, so probably a land on top somewhere. We can cast Oswald, and he's, again, kind of unprotected. But it's not super scary, right? So I can play Oswald. I think I want to kick this to get a bunch of mana rocks. Yeah. We're going to kick this. These are indestructible, right? There's no way they can deal with these. And that's not really even the point. It's just getting a bunch of mana seems really nice right now. Opponent just counted their own mana. Okay, that's not a flicker effect. Alright, we're gonna... Well, let's see what we draw, actually. Oh, well, they have the second best card in their deck, immediately. Alright, well, now I have to deal with that. Which I can't really do, actually. I don't have a solid answer to that. I have to kill Yorion or the Prince. And it probably has to be Yorion. Book. Alright, well that's good if I ever find Faceless Haven. This is not looking good, though. Well, I guess I lead with this. And then... Teleportation Circle? Whenever I go for my commander, it's going to get exiled. I don't know if I can how many times I can realistically, like... No, we're gonna just try to incur value here. Okay, I didn't know it had. Oh yeah, active player stuff goes on top first. Okay, so they get to actually exile my simulacrum before I flicker it. Yep. So it really didn't matter what creature I played; it was just gonna get exiled. Okay, hopefully they just take the Teleportation Circle, because I don't actually have many things in my deck that I care to blink, so it's not really doing much, like at all. So we have like one turn to draw something. One, two, no. One, two, three, maybe? Do I have enough mana to top deck Faceless Haven? I'm not sure. Alright, they finally played a card that I don't play in my Urion list. So, I was going to say, it looks a lot like mine, but they play this, and I don't like that one. Might just be dead no matter what I do. It's just too much value. Anyways, I mean, I can combo, but I can't combo without my commander, so... Did they just exile Prison Realm? I don't think I... Okay, they didn't. I was about to say. You can re-exile it, but it's not really getting you anywhere. Alright, so I can blow this up with Revoke Existence, and then this can't hit my commander. So that's my only out, really, to just deal with this. Get a land... And the reason I have to deal with that is because it'll just bounce and then deal with this forever, so I can't afford that to happen. And then we'll run out Scrap Trawler. Maybe they just exile that instead of Simulacrum, maybe, I don't know. We're just, you know what, I think we're just dead. I'm not even going to waste my time. So many triggers, opponent's playing kind of slow, and we're just super, super behind. Super behind. There's way too much value. We're not running board wipes. Maybe we can because we're not really playing to the board, right? Once Oswald's done his thing, we're all set. But I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna play a little bit more. But I am a fan of board wipes in creature-based decks, which most people are not. And I would never respect them from opponents, even though it certainly is a viable option. Like, there's a lot of times where we both have the board, and I'm like, oh, I hope they don't have a board wipe. They probably don't because they're a sweeper. But there's certainly instances where you wouldn't be too surprised if they did, right? Or you really hope they wouldn't, because even in a gummed up board state, you could certainly lose after they cast a sweeper. Alright, so we tax their commander. First time they cast it, we draw a card. Or we can just not draw a card and keep it taxed, but 6 mana seems like a lot for them to deal with. Turn 2 Oswald. Yes. Super early Oswald feels really good. We have something to instantly sacrifice too, but it's not particularly strong. A second 1-drop? Oh, okay, I guess. What is this? Blue-green beatdown? I actually don't know. I think I'm just going to play Casket on the 1/1. Because once this is a 2/2, this can't swing anymore, because they won't have a 1/1 in play. Alternatively, I can play this in Chromatic Sphere. and just pass. That feels a little bit better. I developed some mana this way. Also give Oswald a target for later, because we're not under like instant threat of dying. I mean, the game just started. Field of Ruin, no. There goes the Faceless Haven package. They Frozen Grip my... Wow. That's the last thing I would have Frozen Grip there. They really want their commander in play, right? It just copies your creatures. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to play this. Actually. Maybe we can just float a white right now, see what happens. Alright. Can crack this into a 3-mana artifact. Which probably is just another mana rock or whatever. Yeah, we're going to put Ring in play. And then we're going to play... I guess this one costs more. And I don't see myself kicking it, so we'll just do this. They have another naturalize effect. That's unfortunate. Okay, no land still. They didn't go for their commander, though. Oh, I guess they couldn't. They played a tap land. Do we sacrifice this? It might be too low on mana to actually pull that off. I think we sort of just have to play this. And we'll just instantly look for another 3-mana mana rock. I suppose it'll be Celestius, because now we get the floopy boy. It probably should have been this first, but I guess it paid off that it wasn't. This has them come in tapped, so they yet again do not cast their commander. Frozen Gripping the Tax has now officially done nothing because they just have 6 mana to cast this. I wouldn't have cast it on that anyways. And opponent's not doing much to sway my mind on that one. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna float a white, crack this here, get a 4. Probably Simulacrum. I could get more mana. I feel like I don't need more mana, though. Yeah, we'll just get this. Because when it dies, I at least get something out of it again, right? And draw a card. And I get the mana this way regardless. And this doesn't impede my combo. But there's a solid chance my opponent has no non-creature spells. At least none that I'm scared of. They probably just play a bunch of big creatures. Because that's all their deck really does. Now, unfortunately, they played the best one against us. Because every time it attacks, it blows up an artifact. And we're all about artifacts. Interesting they're offering the trade. Or not the trade, just letting this die. I feel like I should. Because there's a chance this gives me an answer to Kogla. Which is kind of funny. No. None of these really do anything, so I guess I'll take that one. For the chance for it to maybe sort of do something at some point, kind of. Yet again, didn't draw land, but well, I mean, I wasn't looking for lands until my commander died. Now I kind of am. But they don't have a way to blink this, so I could just recast this and start going again next turn. All I'm looking for is a... What am I looking for in this spot, really? I'm looking for the 4-mana answer, right? That's what I'm looking for? No, I'm looking for this in play alongside of the bounce thing in Paradox Engine still. So we're very far from that, actually. Probably too far. We might just be dead now. Whether we drew our lands or not. Again, yeah, all right, we're gonna move on. I think I want board wipes. I really do, because it feels like I'm not playing to the board enough where I feel like I'm destroying my own stuff, and that was certainly slow enough where I feel like I should have won, or at least had a better game plan. I'm still not adding lands. I don't care. Not doing it. Not yet. 35 is 36 or seems enough to be. 1 in 3 cards being a land feels absolutely fine. Alright, we're going to get rid of... Deafening Silence doesn't feel great. Double mana graveyard hate artifact doesn't feel necessary. And I don't care for Cosmos Elixir. Alright, let's try that. I could even run Dusk to Dawn, because there's plenty of things that are bigger than, like, it doesn't kill my commander. I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Let's try that one. And then Day of Judgment, Wrath of God. Okay. I can see an argument taking out one of these 7 mana cards, like a Chroma's Memorial. It doesn't give a lot of my deck protection, really. Like, I don't have a lot of creatures, so this isn't really doing much. And giving Oswald protection from black and red isn't... Like, it wouldn't have done anything in the games I've played so far, right? And black and red decks will probably just kill him before I have the thing in play anyways. And red actually can just blow up artifacts pretty easily, so if they deem that as an issue. Alright, I'll add 1 land. Alright. I'll add 1 land. I really want... I did draw Ichor Wellspring, but I feel it's just so satisfying to tutor up an Ichor Wellspring and then sacrifice it. It draws 2. Just feels great. This is fine. Okay, so this is a Sultai thing. When he swings, you untap all your lands, basically. There's not much in the way of other very frightening snow permanents. And the backside of this is snow permanents in the graveyard. Pretty cool. Sultai. I wonder what side they pick. Probably the green side. I really don't know, actually. We're going to run out Mana Rock? Yeah. Maybe I should have just played my commander. I did forget he only costs 2 mana. Yeah, probably just should have played him. I mean, I have a protection spell up this go-round, but probably still makes sense to just play him on turn 2. At least I like doing it a lot. Where X is the number of snow lands. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I did not read this card, I'm not going to lie. Okay. So we can sacrifice Solemn Simulacrum to immediately go get Paradox Engine. I don't think I'm going to respect anyone them doing anything about this. I don't think so. I could just start looping from here to do it, but no. We're going to just do this while we can. It's just stronger to do this, and it almost demands an immediate answer. I don't even have to get it right now, actually. I could get just more mana. No, we're going to get this. Pretty much all set on mana. Oh, look, an answer. What a surprise. Alright. We can always get that back. There's certain cards in our deck. We can blow this up. Think I'm going to... yeah, we're going to just deal with that. We could deal with their commander as well, actually. Giving them a land doesn't seem super important. Yeah, we'll just deal with this. Why not? I don't really care about the rest of this. Like, at all. Play this out. Draw a card. Swing for 2. Maybe activating Oswald every time you can is better. I don't know. Okay. Sure. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 snow permanents. Hey, we can name one side of their commander. That doesn't feel great. Can blow this up before it gets the old, big old chonky token. There's no 8 mana artifacts, so once we do this, it's, that ain't doing much afterwards. Suppose I could lead with this first. Let's see. We're gonna just crack this food. I could get Book and then threaten the combo there. Probably no Field of Ruin, but certainly Casualties of War. So that probably doesn't work. I'm gonna put Scrap Trawler into play. I feel like that's just fine. We don't have a 1 mana artifact, so cracking this doesn't get me anything. And I suppose I'll play this on the side that I'm concerned with, which is the Cauldron. I don't think I can name both, so... I don't really care about the front half, like, at all, so this seems fun. Activates ability of creature and isn't a mana to draw a card. Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. They have 9 snow permanents. Get back this. Yep. Counter. Land. So they draw a card every time I activate Oswald, but I only really activate him once. We can sacrifice this to go get Mind Stone again. Might actually just have to blow this up now, because the token pretty much kills me, unless I draw an Exile effect, which I'm not going to rely on that. Buried Ruin gets Paradox Engine out of my graveyard eventually. Yeah, we're going to lead with this. Blowing up this, so we don't lose to it. And then we're going to float a mana. No. We're going to do this because we get another card out of it. So we're going to do this, do that. Pick up the Mind Stone, or the food thing. Look for a 3 mana, or 4 mana, excuse me, thing. This is alright. Start getting closer to the combo here. Do I think it's going to work? I could just go for key here, discard the golden egg. Yeah, it's safer to against certain things. Could always just do it later though if this doesn't wind up working. No, we're just gonna put it into play and then play this. That's fine. And remember, I taxed this, so it costs a lot of mana. It does reanimate like the Mirage Slumber, but... Alright, 23 life is certainly a lot of life to play with right now. Okay, that was pretty good. Interesting that they're running the shield. I don't know what that's about. Unless they expect to put this as a creature sometimes? I really don't know. Alright, that wasn't particularly strong. The Ancient was decent, though. Krasis for 7. Okay. Floating... Why'd they float so much mana? It's all green, too. Gonna equip this sword. What are they doing? Okay. It doesn't have haste. Okay, they dumped all the floating mana and they're going to discard. Certainly could have been way worse. Skyclave does not deal with really anything. I mean, it deals with their commander, but they already have infinite mana. Let's see. Buried Ruin is 1, 2, 3, and then 5. I can cast Buried Ruin. So there's like a couple cards that get them out of this, but I think we have it. So we pick this up. I really don't care if you draw cards. You don't have any mana. Unless there's a counterspell on top for Bolas' Citadel, which would kind of be funny, but not impossible. And then we replay Paradox Engine. Then we sacrifice a 3 mana artifact, which is just this one, to go get the thing that bounces itself every time. I don't have enough mana to win the game, though. I don't have enough mana to continuously pick that up. So I think I'm just dead, because our opponent gets another turn here, and I can't do anything. And obviously they have enough mana to just draw and play their whole deck at this point. Or just completely kill me. Yeah, I don't have enough mana. Yep. Let's see. Float. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Yeah, now I have no way to cast spells, though. So I'm just dead. I have nothing to cast. I can't untap Oswald to tutor for the last 4 mana piece. Yep. No, I'm not dead, but there's no way I'm getting another turn. Opponent has over 56 mana, I think. Each land taps for triple, and they can do it twice. So it's like over 50 mana, and they have the thing sitting there that lets them play off the top. Yeah, that was actually super close. There's no way to untap Oswald. I don't think there's anything I can find. I can look through all the artifacts though, but I don't think there's anything I could have tutored for or anything in the game in Historic Brawl that untaps him on 3. There's a artifact creature, but it's a blue creature that's a 3-mana 1/4. It untaps Oswald, but it's blue. You can use it in the Birthing Pod blue-green chick to blink. Yeah, I don't think I could have done anything different either. Maybe instead of getting Aetherflux Reservoir, I could have gotten Hedron Archive and would have had 2 more mana to play with later for a different turn and still tried to gone off at some point, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe the key. There's a 1-mana key that untaps artifacts, but that doesn't really help me though. Like, it doesn't untap Oswald. That's the whole thing. Yeah, get a draw there. But we can look, but I don't think so. It certainly wasn't on my mind when I was making this deck to try to untap him multiple times in the same turn I'm trying to win. There's 1-mana spells that do that, untap him, but that's not really what we're looking for. Not really. So we'll look at untap stuff in white and colorless. Yep, there's some spells that untap your creatures, right? Does this untap creatures? I think it's just artifacts. No, that doesn't make any sense. Cast a creature? No. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. I didn't think so. So do we run the spells to untap him? Maybe you can drop some of the combat tricks that like just protect him and just stick with untap stuff. I just don't like doing that. It feels just not... Ugh. I also don't want to rely completely on this combo. I'm not really much of a combo player, honestly. I'm more of a control player. Actually, I'm almost entirely a control player. Combo is, you know... You have controlling elements to survive till you get to it, but... If we drew a sweeper, we were in a decent spot, actually. You know, it wasn't the end of the world. The Bolas of Citadel couldn't really do anything from that point, unless they had a way to gain life, but for some reason they didn't, like, dump all the mana into their Hydroid Krasis. I don't know why. So we're against Freylease, which is not particularly good. It kills you pretty fast, so not a good matchup. They're on the play, don't have Llanowar Elves, thank God, first time for everything. Play out Esper Sentinel before they dump their non-creatures, which they don't really have many. Hey, that's one of them, though. Alright. Oswald on 2 seems decent, because there's not a lot of answers to him in mono green, like at all, except like fight effects, and there's not a ton of those. They have the best creature in their deck, so we have to immediately deal with that. We can if we sacrifice... We can get Glass Casket? Yes. We can get Glass Casket, which I kind of have to. Thank God I did not just draw it. That would be absolutely devastating if I just drew it. 3 or greater, right? 3 or less, whatever. Works. And then we play a land. And 1. So now they can't really play this without something in play. Otherwise it just kind of dies to my combat. Alright, so... Unfortunately we can't sacrifice this. Dusk kills this, which is hilarious. What do they have on top? They actually have a prey upon. Like, I have to deal with this, otherwise they just kill Fiddlebender. 3 or greater. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Look at that. It ended up it ended up working out. Another Field of Ruin deck. No, I really wish people would just stop running this card. I mean, I'd rather see this than Field of the Dead. But it just makes the Faceless Haven book thing not work. Alright, found a Mana Dork. Let's see. Do I deal with this right now? I mean, keeping my opponent off the board forever feels really good. It's been feeling good, so I guess I'll just keep doing it. Okay. They paid 1. Probably gonna plus. No, they minus. Okay. Just looking for stuff here. Kind of want to just kill it. So I'm going to do that. Which means I can just run out all these artifacts and then just kill their commander. This is not the turn to kill Oswald, because I'll reanimate him. So they don't want to do that. Oh, okay. Alright. So we can cast Approach, which I think I'm going to, and then I will shuffle it away after. So this is a looming threat for the rest of the game that our opponent cannot do anything about. And we're going to get rid of you for a 3 mana card. No, you for 4. Yes. Getting Simulacrum? This could potentially win me the game instantly. So maybe we should get that. It's like a... No, we didn't get it. A Sweeper seems alright, though. But Doomblade is quite similar. Alright, so hopefully we don't just insta-lose, which is entirely possible. Because, again, our opponent just instantly has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 7, 8 more mana than they did last turn. Man, I'd love to see what Freylease does without this. No, there's another one that does this too. There's actually 2. 2 games they've had this, and then there's a 3rd game where they had the other one that did something similar. What? Oh, okay, sure. No. Alright, well, we're certainly going to Doomblade the Selvala here. This is a pretty weak hand, which is a good sign. It does mean they probably are not going to mind. I probably have to Doomblade this before they go to plus on it anyways. Well, maybe not. Maybe I can just let them tap it for a mana 1. Because they already have enough mana to pretty much cast everything out of their deck. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yep. And we scry 1. Maybe it changes our decision. Not really. I don't think I want to draw that. And we pass. Yeah. I could have actually let him die and then just dawned him and the thing back, but we didn't. Scry 1, yep. It's too late to kill this before they get mana now. So I'm not going to try to kill it in response. Nope, they seek an elf card. Alright, so now we can't just straight up deal with this. before they get to tap it. Okay. Let's deal with you, because again, the mana is the problem. Yep. And we still have approach eventually, hopefully. That's not an approach. Alright, we're going to sacrifice this for Paradox Engine? No. Is there a 3-mana card that's good here? I don't think so. I think I'm leading with this, no matter what I do. I think I'm just going to get a 5. Cataclysmic Gearhulk? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's actually really good. So we're going to keep you and an artifact. There's no 6-mana artifact I really care about. Not really. I mean, there's... Yeah, not really. Kind of want the treasure map. Yeah. Alright. It makes casting the Doomblade pretty silly, because I could have been able to Doomblade the last creature they had, but no, I can't. This is good, right? Yeah, alright, that's fine. And Dawn just gets back this, which is not really a surprise. Yeah, we're just going to do this now, because it's not doing anything else. Okay. I actually would blow up one of the artifact tokens, but that's fine. He can sacrifice the tokens for a 1-drop. But it does stop me getting a 2-mana one. Okie dokie. Lead with this. Remember, Approach the Second Sun is in here somewhere. Exiling their commander doesn't feel like it's doing much right now. I think I'm actually going to cycle this. It was probably wrong to keep it on top. Come on. Come on. Alright. Look for a 1-mana thing here. Portable Hole doesn't really do much. Slayer's Bounty, I guess. That's a decent enough card. I guess I can Fiend Hunter, right? Basically, a Fiend Hunter, one of their creatures. Probably the biggest threatening one. Letting them play off the top seems fine. And we pass. I mean, it could have been worse. We did kind of shuffle through our deck a little. Wasn't the end of the world. Like, sacrificing this instead of just using it to draw is slightly better, because I can thin my deck of a 1-mana card. Alright, that's good. They have, like, every single card that lets them draw more cards when they play elves. They have 1, 2, 3, and then basically something plays off the top. Okay, they have a fight effect here. They're gonna... Yep. And probably... Well, this seems kind of strange, doesn't it? They have no mana, so this actually may spend mana. Yeah, this doesn't really do anything this turn. But technically the Cloud Shift won't do much after this, so I suppose it makes sense to just do this now. I don't know. It doesn't stop them from drawing cards regardless, so... Alright, we drew an artifact so we can use it on Oswald instead of the token. So I'll just draw here. Well, I mean, that would be good, but not really anymore. Can lead with this first. Can draw a card. Then sacrifice it. For... Well, this doesn't do it. Ugh. Scrap Trawler gives me a little bit of a hedge. I guess so does Workshop Assistant, because when it dies I get anything. It's really not much, though. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, I guess. But it has to die first. Alright, I mean, it's better than nothing. I don't know. Run this out, see what happens. No attack, and we're still dead to Craterhoof, unfortunately. They're tapping for mana instead of seeking for an elf. That's interesting. Or it looks like they are. Nope, seeking for an elf. Okay. So it doesn't seem like they have Craterhoof. Interesting attack when they know what happens when this dies. I don't really agree with this, but again, I don't know what's going on in their hand. So far, I think my opponent's been doing everything pre-combat, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to get Gearhulk. Opponent knows this is going to happen. So maybe they're actually just doing nothing this turn sequence. Because they had no answer to this. Certainly a possibility. Well, they don't want this to die. Maybe I should have blocked with this, so they get this back, and it's another creature that dies. Alright, no, I was somewhat right. Let's see. Sacrificing this doesn't really get anything. Do I have to play this right now? I mean, if my opponent is legitimately pinned under this, I don't see a reason to. So I think I'm just going to sacrifice the Mirror Shield. I mean, my opponent literally did nothing, right? Spinning Wheel gives me a little bit of a hedge, because I can tap something. Scrap Trawler would just get like a 2 or 1 mana artifact. And dirtling with those hasn't gotten me anywhere so far. Yeah, we're going to get Spinning Wheel, I think. There's a chance it saves me. But I suppose this could too, actually. No, we're... This feels better right now. I can just activate it too? I mean, there's a chance I just find what I'm looking for here. Take action. Nope, didn't get it. Alright, so you go away. And we pass. There's a chance I just top-decked Approach the Second Sun right there. Which has been the case for a while. Now, shuffling it away seemed to have been a problem, but I don't know if I would have survived not doing that. Okay. There's not really any reach, so I'm fine with just trading, because now we get another creature out of the way for the Gearhulk. If they play 2 spells, we're happy. Because then it flips, or is it day right now, actually? It is night, alright. So if they cast 2 spells, it flips. They cast nothing. So they're actually locked under this Gearhulk. This is such a weird... That's just weird. I think I'm going to just activate it again before I do anything. No. No! Alright, so we get rid of this. We're going to play this. Draw a card. Come on. Nope. Now we kind of have to play this. We'll let it die. Because, well, maybe not. Yeah, we are going to let it die. Because we're not looking for a 6 and up artifact. We could get a 7-mana artifact, a Platinum Angel, demand that they answer it. We might actually have to do that. So that. Might have to go get Platinum Angel immediately. I mean, we're basically dead on board if we don't. So probably should. Okay. Yeah, we have to get Platinum Angel now. It's too great of a chance for me to die out of nowhere, right? 2 counters on this, right? And then tap or remove this, and it gets bigger, and we're just dead. So I'm going to just do that. Also, this really isn't doing much right now. They have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. Things costing 2 more when everything costs like 4 or less doesn't seem particularly strong. So we'll just get Platinum Angel. And I want to make sure I activate Oswald every turn anyways. Meteor Golem. Is that a better alternative? I can kill this immediately? Fine. Fine. Mm-hmm. Kind of running out of turns here. They're not playing the Beast Whisperer, and I don't know why. I feel like you just do that before you do anything else. Alright, well, they found it, but they can't cast it immediately. So we have, like, 1 turn. Yeah, the Angel, Platinum Angel would have just died. Because the -3 here on this, and it would have actually just died, so. Not really much of a reason to block. It could wind up mattering, but I don't think so. There's no 8 mana artifact, though. And being from 8 or 4 doesn't obviously change a single thing when your opponent is going to kill you with Craterhoof Behemoth, which deals well over 25. Or 8. That is absolutely hilarious, and now they have to find an answer. Wow. What did they just discard? They didn't discard any Prey Upon effect. Probably still have one somewhere. Alright, so we crack this. Just thinking, yeah, that's fine. I could put this into play, but that doesn't really... What does that even get me? It's only artifact creatures. Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Alright. I mean, nothing matters other than this. And I'm gonna just turn this off, because I'd rather them not continuously see the top of their deck. Do I sack this now? I can use it as a blocker? Well, I mean, I'm dead if Angel dies, so that actually doesn't matter. I'd be surprised if it wasn't dead. They've drawn literally half of their deck. Alright, they found it. Can they cast that and Craterhoof? Six, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Whoop-de-doo! 58 cards, never saw Approach. I suppose not shuffling Reproach back in would have been the right thing to do. No, but again, we were dead if we didn't sweep the board with the Gearhulk. We had so much time there, I feel like, and we just ran out of stuff to do. But hey, this is why I don't like a ton of lands in these kinds of decks. And we are mono white, so it's not like we, you know, draw cards like every other single mana combination. Shoot, even mono red has a better way to draw cards than we do. I feel like we played anywhere else, though. The first time I played him for a video, I was doing a lot better than this time. I don't know if that's just the list or the people we're playing against, the decks maybe. Because new cards have come out since then. Turn 1 curse, probably name Rada. I'm not going to name like Explore or something goofy. Just name their commander. That is not their commander. Hey, no turn 1 play. Sweet. Alright, Oswald. They didn't lead with a red source, so probably no burn spell in hand. Alright, that could be... I don't actually know what that could be, to be totally honest with you. I have no idea. Might just loot this lantern right now. Kind of want to keep the portable hole still. Could be not right, but we're doing it. Just get... yeah, Wellspring. And no reason to do that. Okay, I did not expect that. That's kind of cool. It turns into a Gaia's Cradle, but they're kind of ways away from that. Alright, lead with this. Yeah. I was going to say maybe do this after I approach, but we're not going to do that. So we can get Book for Faceless, but this is a red-green deck. And I still don't know if it's a land destruction deck. Pretty unlikely, but certainly not impossible. I'll just get Assistant. I'm actually really... I like this card, so... play this and pass. Or do I cast? No, I can wait. If I top deck an artifact I can cast, I'd like to do it right now. They did not get the dual Snowland. Interesting. Maybe they're all basics? It's really the only thing that makes sense there. I don't know. Alright. Let's get a 4-mana artifact. Yep, put this back to my hand. We have Reliquary Tower in play and it actually matters. Isn't that hilarious? Get Simulacrum. Land. Land. Wellspring. Yes. Vanishing Light. Cool. Alright, pass. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter yet. Only have 7 cards. Rip. Alright. That's totally fine. Makes me think they're less about creatures, because they just swept the board there. I think I'm going to portable hole this. I think I pretty much portable hole anything. This, that, Oswald, portable hole. They've not gone for their commander. Hey, they played the green Grave Titan. That's great. Alright, so I think I'm going to approach the second sun. Can I lead with this? 1, 2, 3, then 1, 5. Yes, I can actually lead with this first. That probably makes sense. Then we approach. And this does mean if I activate Oswald, it gets shuffled around. Ujin can draw towards it. Gearhulk gives me a fair amount of time to get there. So maybe I could do that instead of activating Oswald. I mean, if Oswald dies, then I'm not doing him anyways. Alright, they manually tapped for that, so that, oh, okay. What does this do? I draw a card every time I kill your stuff. Okay. If Oswald dies now, I'm never really going to use him again. But I don't see myself as... I think we're just going to take it. Because I'm probably just going to Gear Hulk. Which means I should crack this first, right? Yeah. Land. So can I cast Ujin and Gear Hulk? Gear Hulk would cost... No, it still costs 5. 6, 1, 2, 3. I cannot do both. Yep. Alright, so we do this. You and you? Or do I keep Portable Hole? I don't think I care about a random 1 mana 1/2. It does have to hit me, and it can naturalize something when it does do that. But I'm not gonna... No, the Gear Hulk just has to be better. I wonder what creature they keep. Probably... That's okay, that's actually not what I would have kept there. Not what I would have kept, honestly. How close do we have? 4 cards? Glass Casket, is that any good right now? There's not many targets for this, so I feel like I should use it when I can. And we pass. Okay, that doesn't kill me. It doesn't... Yeah, that doesn't really do much. I will trade with Goreclaw. I will not trade with Goreclaw. Okay. I have double answer for their creatures, so hopefully no haste creatures out of this. That would be unfortunate. So we'll kill you. We want to kill this one. And then O-ring the other one, because if they obviously deal with the O-ring, I don't want them to have haste. And can't activate. I will keep him as a blocker because we're not really going to kill him with damage. Thorn Mammoth. Okay. Take action. Plus... Oh, come on. We're 1 card short. Oh, dude. Historic from your... You control to its hand. I can't... Can I block enough damage? It's 14 trample. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can technically live. We can technically live. I don't see a reason to pick up any... Wait, we can just kill it. Right? Historic. We can pick up a historic card and just kill the Thorn Mammoth. It would be kind of foolish to get the approach stuck under a token, in my opinion. Come on. Come on. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, I casted the most... I don't think I've ever cast Approach the Second Sun in such a straightforward manner. I think I've always cheesed it, like you cast it and you try to get it immediately, or you draw super fast towards it. We only drew like 2 cards of the 7 that it's under, or 6 that it's under. Oh, man. Oh, my God. We did it. I can finally play the game. Nice. That was cool. Certainly questionable. That did mean I foregoed a lot of activations from Oswald, which could have helped me in a different way. Yeah, historic permanents are artifacts, legendaries of any kind, and sagas, which is very specific. Okay, they have a green-white mana dorky thingy. All your stuff are mana dorks. We have mana rock into Chromatic Sphere? Or do we crack this mana rock for a 4 mana rock? I feel like that's just a little bit better. Unfortunately, the ones that tap for color enter tapped. Should probably lead with key. Maybe dump this Chromatic Sphere. Is a sweeper good? I mean, they are a creature-based deck, so I probably should. The other two aren't particularly doing much. Yeah, and just drop the sphere. Yeah, alright, that worked out. Sarah Ascendant. Wow. That's a human? Oh yeah, it's a human monk. It's not an angel. It like becomes an angel, basically. Actually, it doesn't change. If they printed this card today, I think it would become an angel. Because a lot of the cards that do that kind of do something like that. Okay, am I tripping or did my opponent just not attack for some reason? What could you possibly leave up for 3 mana? Well, they have something. And apparently it's not worth casting immediately, so it's not like Corrosion Grip or whatever. I really don't know what this could be. I feel like it's kind of important to get Smothering Tithe out earlier than not, but I think this is just better right now. I get a land, I get mana regardless if I cast this or not, and I can still activate Oswald and not feel bad about it. So I don't think I'm, well, do I get, I don't know, do we get it now? Gearhulk? All it does is kill one of their creatures. It's not particularly strong. It's nice to have it for later. Workshop assistant picks it up and stuff. I think I just want the mana, actually. Yeah, I think we want the mana here. Because this way we actually get to... We haven't played a land yet, so this works out nicely. Now, you could argue Birth of Meletis could just be a land itself. So, if there's a card that you'd replace, I certainly would do that one. It does give you an artifact, though. A 0 mana artifact. Alright, that worked out quite nicely, actually. We played 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that turn. That's quite a bit. Alright, this is an O-ring effect, right? No. This is the Ranger of Eos, but worded really weird. See 2, and then put 1 onto the battlefield and shuffle the other. They put Captain Ebenhart. Excuse me, Eberhurt. Captain Eberhurt, which is basically a Thalia, but only for new cards, not like old ones. And it doesn't seem to matter here. So we can blink Key to the Archive over and over. This board state still doesn't seem threatening enough for me to pull the trigger on anything. I would like to get Smothering Tithe out immediately. Start working away at that. I guess I should have drew first, though. That's always right, but I just wasn't thinking about it. Alright, I think we're going to get this in play. It's been serving me well so far. So Teleportation Circle... Yeah, let's just do it now. Artifact or creature. Blink the key. I have nothing to do with the mana for key, so tapping it's fine. I guess I should have tapped other things instead, though, but I didn't. No siree. Opponent has a Return to Nature, which is what they were holding up. That is, funny enough, one of the last things I would blow up. This happened twice. This is the second game where someone blew that up, and I completely disagree. I think blowing up the key itself makes way more sense, because what else am I actually flickering in play? Now, there's certain things I could go get, right? But this only happens on my end step, which means you get a turn after this does something. Well, typically. So, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it can blink Cataclysmic Gearhulk over and over, but you can just kill the Gearhulk instead. And we haven't gotten to that point, as it is not in play. I just don't really agree with that. Alright. Opponent was doing stuff, and now they're not. We could make some angels for no reason. None of this is particularly scary at all. It's just mana dorks, but they already have a ton of mana through this, and that's fine. 3 cards, one of them doesn't really matter. Craterhoof would kill us, though. Yeah, we'll just leave with this. We can pick up Ichor Wellspring, Simulacrum, probably Wellspring. I almost want to sweep the board. No, we're going to lead with this. Or not lead with it, but, you know, do it. Draw, discard, you. Yeah. Play you. Activate you to get a 4. Or do we get a 5? Might just get a 5 here. Because I kind of want to pick up the key out of my graveyard with the assistant, which means it has to die first. And now I can go get Gearhulk here, mess up their board. The board's not particularly strong. And the artifact I will keep will be Gilded Lotus, I think. That's fine. They're floating mana? What? Oh, wow. Teferi's Protection. Alright, so they avoided the board wipe. We keep Oswald and Gilded Lotus or Gearhulk. It protects me from getting hit, but the mana seems pretty decent. Yeah, we're going to keep this. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, a little bit unfortunate, but it's going to happen, right? I'll get the key again. Feels good. Demonic Tutor. Alright. Get rid of Casket. Spot removal is decent, but we have a sweeper. We have not cast Approach yet, but we can tutor for Approach now, which is hilarious. It makes sense to pay for this when you have so much mana, but there's a chance they just don't care about this and might feel like they use their whole turn's worth of mana. Creatures, powerless, champion, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Harmonize. Alright. Well, they're certainly not going to pay for these ones. So maybe keeping the Gilded Lotus was a waste. Could have kept maybe... I mean, really didn't have many options, though. The Gearhulk itself, I guess. But, we will certainly cast Day of Judgment this turn. Okay. Sweet. So they are tapped out, and we take 5? Wait, why didn't this swing? Oh, they just played it. I couldn't see the Summoning Sickness thing, because all the fancy animation. This doesn't give indestructible or anything, right? I feel like my opponent's just going to scoop when I cast a sweeper. As long as there's no trick up their sleeve or anything I'm not seeing. No, it looks like this is just going to work. We're going to get rid of... We can start at 1. I kind of want to not lose the key right now. I could just lead with this. Feels fine. Get literally any card on my deck. Kind of want to get Approach. Definitely don't want to get an artifact, as we have plenty of ways to tutor for all of those. could get Paradox Engine. Maybe there's a way to win right now that I'm not seeing. Paradox Engine, tap Gilded Lotus. No, we don't have a 3-mana artifact and we can't loop enough things. Yeah, we're just going to get Approach. And then we're going to cast it. And then we're going to sweep the board. I certainly will tuck Approach this time. You. Sweep the board. And play land. Alright. Maybe there was a better line. Engine, tap, untap. But I only have 2 cards in my hand, and one of them actually kills Oswald, so crack Engine, get a 5. Or a 1. Yeah, I don't think there was a way I could just win outright, so take what we can get. I will certainly kill this with Conquer's Death. This is a good card, especially when you're top decking. And it's not like I'm actually doing anything else anyway, so. It actually targeted this. It said this was a targetable card. I don't know why. This certainly was not. I am going to just play lands out. And we will pass, or do we crack this for mana? No, we're just going to pass. Oh, whoops. I'm not going to try to use that right now. Pay for the token. You know you want to. They don't. They do, excuse me. Looks like we're making a little 1/1 Doge for the first time, like ever. I don't understand the attack in any way. But I will certainly trade. I'm not going to put Oswald into the danger zone for no reason. Okay. Kind of weird. But I guess they're just showing us they have nothing. Alright, crack this for a 2. Found a 2. Mirror Shield gives them protection, but I'd rather just start drawing cards. It's not like I can't just recast Oswald anyways. Alright, so we're kind of back in that position where I sort of regret shuffling away my Approach the Second Sun, but it makes the game more exciting. Certainly. What did they name? Human? Okay. There's an argument to killing this because it does potentially draw 2 cards for them. Every human on top is a free card, basically. That does mean there's a lot of humans, though, which means not a lot of other things going on, right? So I'm not really scared of just humans at all. There's really no humans in the game I'm scared of at that point. Except a bunch in play at the same time, which we kind of just dealt with. Yeah, the Teferi's protection turn was actually quite strong for them. They almost completely blew me out of the water. But they didn't quite. They didn't have a lot of a reach and didn't close the game out super fast. When all your... It's basically a sliver effect, right? Like all your slivers tap for mana is basically their commander. But it's humans instead of slivers. While there's plenty of synergy and stuff, and you're only 2 colors, not all 5. It's alright. It's alright. Okay, so this is a teamer deck. It's been a while since I've seen a teamer deck. Usually, almost always, a combo deck is what teamer does. So we'll see this time. I'm going to lead with Savior because there could be some burn spells and we don't want to lose Aussie Boy. Whoop, whoop. And I don't see... Well, actually, we will lead with the Amber because we can use the mana instantly to do something. And we sauce him for 1. Pass. Here's where you see I'm the only player in the universe that pushes the auto yield button and doesn't click pass every time. We're going to crack the... We're going to float this mana, and then we're going to crack this Sphere. Actually, yeah, no, let's literally crack this Sphere, because there's a chance I... Okay. No bueno. Yeah, let's get rid of the Mox here. Find something. Esper Sentinel actually feels pretty decent right now. What does this do, anyways? Mutates, exile cards from the top of your to you. Non-land permanent. Okay, so there's a chance maybe it's all spells and they cheese you out with like an Ulamog or something like that? Which means Esper Sentinel is certainly very good right now. Alright, opponent doesn't care at all what we're doing. Cycling. Alright, so might be right about that assessment. They just mutate this. Well, wait a minute. They actually need a card to mutate. Right? You can't just cast this. You have to mutate it on something. So that would be a non-land permanent. So I don't quite get what's going on. I'm sure I'll find out the hard way. Esper Sentinel is certainly pretty strong. Alright, so probably Workshop Assistant gives me a little hedge about what if my board gets swept or something like that. Feels decent. Not really putting a lot of pressure on him. If it was the mono black Lich combo, I think we'd already be dead. I've never ever seen this. Alright, so they tutor for a specific card, pretty strong. Oh, they pay for that, so whatever they're tutoring for probably won't be cast right now. Probably a combo piece, though. But we get to see it. Could be a sweeper, too, maybe? Yeah. Alright. Not really a combo piece, just aggressively going towards their win condition, which is totally fair. Key's weird because it doesn't let me Oswald in the same turn. But I certainly have things to get rid of in my hand. I'll be these two lands, right? Tutor and counter. These are both quite strong. Opponent will not at all expect this to happen. Tutor is kind of similar, though. We have Paradox Engine in hand, so we could just win out of nowhere, almost. Little light on mana, but we'll see. Looks like they're not doing anything this turn, though. Or winning the game, I should say. Second red source. Field of Ruin. Alright. The Faceless Haven package is not we're going to work in this current iteration of this format. There is way too many Field of Ruins. Way too many Field of Ruins. Alright, so I'm going to swing first. Okay, they were not dead. In fact, if my opponent put the pieces together, they should have realized I had... Oh, wait a minute. So we float 2, we activate it, crack this, it dies. We have 1 floating. We go get a 4-mana card, Hedron Archive. We tap it. We have 1, 2, 3 floating. Cast. Mox Amber. Untap. Tap. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Activate 7. Activate on activate on you. No, activate on you. No. Activate on this. Play this. Net. Down to 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Down to 11. Up to... We get back... No, we crack this. We sacrifice this, right? We get a 1-mana artifact. 13, 14, 15. Okay, we probably would have gotten there, actually. We probably... Oh, yeah, because that's not even factoring in what I was doing in my head didn't even cast this yet, so... We actually would have found the 2 pieces we needed. Found a 3 mana artifact to find Aetherflux Reservoir. Right? And then either another 3 mana artifact to find the thing that bounces and picks it up itself up infinitely, or just tutor for it, which is what I would have done. In fact, most of what I'm thinking of doesn't even matter anyways, because I could lead with tutoring for the 4 mana dude. Untap 1/2. No, that's not enough. I'd actually have to go through that weird jank. But yeah, I could have gotten this back, sacrificing this, floated mana, tutored for a mana rock off of a 3. It was tapping this in the 4 mana tap 2 artifact. And the Mox. Didn't even need to get Mox. Could have gotten Ichor Wellspring because we had this in hand. Play it, crack it, sack it, untap, get these back in order. So we had a ton of mana this turn sequence. And alright. So we had the combo there. It took my opponent to scoop for me to really assess that. And it wasn't really it wasn't the first thing on my mind to do. But certainly probably would have wound up doing it. Just to pause and think. Yeah, I probably would have wound up doing it. So that was GG's. Cool, those last 2 games were pretty good. The very last game, our opponent didn't do anything, unfortunately. I kind of want to see more of that deck, but I'm sure it's probably online somewhere. I could just look at it. I certainly love teamer decks a lot, but to talk about this deck, funny enough, I kind of felt like I was flooding out a little bit, so maybe going down a land or 2 makes sense. Casting things out of your hand is great and all. You don't really cast more than 1 spell a turn. You get your other spell from Oswald, right? And the deck really does kind of stop at 3. You know, your 4 and 5s, you kind of tutor for most of the 4s. This one just starts netting you mana and sweepers and a spot removal spell, kind of. Same with all of your 5 mana cards. You can tutor for literally all of them. For 6 and 7s, you tutor for, I mean, this is basically a land. It might just be better off as a land, so that you don't randomly have to pay 3 life for an untapped source. Because the 2 angels are never really doing anything in any game. So this might just be better off as an actual basic. I kind of like that. I guess you don't tutor for Ujin. Yeah, it really does kind of stop at 3 mana. Really does. 3, kind of 4-ish, but mostly just 3. You don't really need a lot of lands in here. And I did really feel like I was flooding out. You got to keep in mind when you're playing mono white, it's hard to amass cards and hard to continuously draw. So you don't want to find yourself top decking lands. In fact, I should be running the cycle lands. I think these are totally reasonable. I like that. I mean, they're tap lands, but there's plenty of moments where I'm top decking and it's nice to just not get stuck. You could even run a card like this and then never sacrifice it to Oswald and keep drawing cards. This is a viable option. We already have 2 of this effect in the deck already. We have Maze Mine Tome, which is kind of better, but eventually you cannot do this anymore. And you have Sunset Pyramid, which is just another Maze Mine's Tome, but it's 3, and then it starts scrying instead of 4. You can run Karn's Bastion, the Proliferate land, maybe. Kind of get more counters on this as you go, but that's quite expensive mana-wise. And if you haven't found anything by then, you probably aren't going to win. But I was running this because it can get cards like... Where is it? There's a couple in here. Teleportation Circle. Might just be the only one. Suppose I could drop this. Teleportation Circle didn't seem very strong at all in this game. In this deck, excuse me. Could drop that as well. And with that being said, Book wasn't I mean, every single opponent had Field of Ruin, so this really isn't that viable of an option right now, which is very unfortunate. So we can actually drop that as well. What do we put in? Another cycle card? I could just put this in, actually. Could just put that in. It was certainly on my radar. I think it's a little underplayed, but when you are playing mono white and you don't have a bunch of ways to draw cards, you're not really looking to draw a bunch of cards. But this kind of deck, I'd argue, is, which makes it a little unique in that scenario. A mono white deck that looks to not run out of gas. Because we're not an aggro deck or anything, not trying to beat our opponent to death. So there's certainly an argument for cards like this. Very niche situation for that to happen, but Oswald is a niche commander. I do like mono white commanders when they do like weird stuff like this. I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, I think we can put that in there. Anything else I really didn't like? This only gets artifact creatures, but threatening to always have Gearhulk come back over and over seems pretty solid. Scrap Trawler is nice as well. Funny enough that this gives you more value than the Workshop Assistant, but Workshop Assistant felt more useful. What else? What else? Ujin makes your colorless stuff cost 2 less. That never came into play. Removal, that's alright, I suppose, as well. It does draw you cards, too, which is nice. Tutoring for Gearhulk seems to be like one of the strongest things you can do, and that's definitely huge. I love how it keeps Oswald alive, too. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, I like it. I like it like this. I like it more than my last version. I think, yeah. Especially with the Key to the Archive threatening approaches out of nowhere is very strong. But, yeah, if you do like this list, you can definitely replace some of these cards. Teleportation Circle would be one of them. There's not too many enter the battlefield effects. Solemn Simulacrum, there's a pretty good chance he dies as you play him, because you just instantly get rid of him, so you really don't blink that card in particular. But you can blink Skyclave, Meteor Golem. You could do Guardian as well. Guardian in that other one here. Statue. Key, obviously. Not Assistant. And I think that is it, actually. Not really many targets at all. Maybe Palladium Mirror could come in. It's a 3-mana artifact that taps for 2 mana, but it is a creature, so it's a little vulnerable. I've never been a fan of Palladium Mirror. Funny, it was in the very first paper deck I ever made. My very first deck had one Palladium Mirror. It was like 100 cards, and it was blue and black. It wasn't Commander. But yeah, all right. I think I like this as is. I think so. Yeah, no, this is good. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, love to hear feedback about it. What I could change, what other commanders you want to see played. And I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for sticking around if you did. Have a good one. Peace.